Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Seirea running River City Ransom Underground, and just as a note, the incentive was met for fighting Principal Abobo.
Yes. Very nice. So I am
That
still going to
donation
leave
was
that for after the run because we can just do it immediately after the credits end. It's going to put us right where we can start that. We can do it at the beginning of the game, but if I did that, then it would cause me to miss a required day-night cycle event, so I'm going to leave that for afterward instead. But thank you all so much again for your donations. Thank you for supporting this cause. Thank you for getting that met.
And I would like to thank the anonymous person who donated the $50 to that target.
Thank you so much.
And you're free to take it away, Seirea.
All right, thank you. It's me, Seirea, once again, back with another very violent game. This one is also very cartoony and also pretty confident in itself, kind of a different energy here. This is a 2016 indie western sequel to River City Ransom for the NES, which is an RPG-inspired beat-em-up. You, instead of just being able to, like, in a regular beat-em-up where you're stopped in certain rooms, do you have to clear waves in order to progress in, like, the stage itself? This is kind of a more free roam experience, although you do have to do required events in order to progress the actual story of the game. And we're gonna go ahead and start a new game here. This begins with a tutorial section. It's a tutorial chapter. And before I even get started, I'm going to select a different character because Alex is fine, but he gets more dialogue from the end boss of this chapter, and that costs time, so we're going to go with somebody he doesn't really feel like talking to, in Ryan. And this is just like the original NES game also. Simon talks to him less, and that's better for us. So, with all that said, I believe we're just about ready to get started in 3, 2, 1, barf. I'm gonna skip a few cutscenes here. And then right off the bat, we are pitted against a boss. Are you all ready? It's a very easy boss. I didn't hit him in time, and so I got a slow tutorial message. This run stinks. Reset. Anyway, Ivan is pretty easy. He just stands there, and you hit him, and he's down. Poor Ivan. He is kind of done dirty in this game, but at least he still has hair that is like it shines in the light, and so. He looks more like Ivan than a lot of the other characters look like themselves in this tutorial section. At least Pretty Face Guy still looks like himself. Hi, Pretty Face Guy. It's lovely to see you. I have to hit you now. I'm sorry, Pretty Face Guy. He got around me. He actually dealt me damage. Good for you, Pretty Face Guy. We all love Pretty Face Guy. So you just have to clear out waves of enemies in order to spawn required bosses. And we are doing that here. We got a lot of tutorial messages that we just got to get through. I'm going to hit him before that next one comes up. We have just unlocked special moves, and only special moves can damage Otis here. So I'm just trying to use Dragon... Oh, he perfectly got away. There we go. Dragon Kick is way... Or Dragon Feet, my bad, is way faster than Stone Hands in this game, at least in this part of the game. So we're just using Dragon Feet instead. And we can fight Tex if we want, but he's not required, so goodbye, Tex. We don't have to fight the Cowboys. We do have to fight up here, though. We have to fight to spawn the Dragon Twins, and there's Stone Hands. It's way slower, and I completely whiffed with it, because anybody with a reaction time, period, is able to dodge that. Alright. Just mixing in different moves. Setting up the special attack. This game has an infinite combo prevention system, so naturally, eventually, I'm going to be doing infinite combos whenever I can. I don't have effective moves for that yet. All of my moves are just pretty slow in this intro section, but it's going to get way more elegant later. They were together, and now they're not going to be. No, I got him back. Nice! We got the Dragon Twins together. I had to kind of wait for them to get up, but it's okay. And now the climactic final battle. The game's almost over! We've got Simon here, who looks like Moose from the original game. They had problems with the rights. This development process was not enviable. They had so many problems when they were making and releasing this game, and I really respect what they were able to make. I love this game. Let's do some pull-ups. that's the tutorial section done. And it did matter for us to do it quickly. Oh, I did not mean to use him, but I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do that. That's okay. I like Provi more, and I'm used to using Provi, so once I get into this next hideout, I am gonna switch to her. But we can use Paul to get into the hideout. That was a weird spawn. He's just moseying on down without a care in the world. That was pretty slow. So, we are not losing any real time yet when things go slowly. No, there we go. Provi, yes, Provi. I love Provi. Give me Provi. So, we are not losing any real time yet when things go slowly for a while in this game. Because you see that clock in the top right corner? It is a yellow clock right now. That is the day-night cycle timer. And we are kind of locked in by a couple of required events that only happen in day and night in the first part of the game. So right now, we are just hoping that we can get through this part fast enough to get to a required daytime boss. And so if we have some little time losses here and there, it's not going to actually affect our overall time yet. Also, by the way, the entire city has been mobilized against us because we have been framed for a kidnapping. We are a part of a gang called the Flock, and we are now with a massive target on our backs, every character we use. We've got the police coming after us right now. Fortunately, after we leave this school, they're not going to be coming after us anymore. But if we do things like hit pedestrians or steal money, then that can activate this game's wanted mechanic. We will be wanted, and then police will be after us all the time. And that's a problem, because again, in order to spawn required bosses, you have to clear enemies of rooms. And if the cops are after you, they will just keep spawning over and over and over forever, and you will never spawn the boss that you need to fight in order to progress the game. So, if we ever get the cops after us, we need to go into a hideout like this one to get them off our tail. And I just skipped a cutscene there by hitting Alex, and this is River City. Violence solves all problems, and it's just what people want. This is a normal day for everybody in River City. This is what they're made for, man. So we are now fighting with Alex and Ryan, the modern versions of them. This is a like a time skip version of River City. Like 20 years have passed, or like 30 years have passed. They say the actual, I have just been destroyed. Anyway, they say the actual number, and I don't remember it right now, but time has passed, and Alex and Ryan are older, and now they're with us. And we are in a section here that is the auto-scroller of what I call the auto-scroller. Because we're restricted by the day-night cycle, I kind of call it an auto-scroller, and we cannot leave these rooms until we clear the rooms of all the enemies, and then Alex and Ryan leave the right side of the screen. That guy ran away with, like, no health left, which is classic. You see, now Alex and Ryan are going to be running to the right. I'm blocked off by a wall here until they leave. There we go. Now we have the next room of this sequence. So we just have to hope things go smoothly enough here that we're not going to be blocked off from fighting the required daytime boss. I'll go ahead and leave the floor open if you want to read any donations at this time.
We don't have any new donations, but we do have donations incentives that are coming up. We have Ultima 3 Exodus Kill Lord British in 5 hours. Well, that's still got 5 hours left. We also have Chip and Dale Character Select Bid War, with Chip leading at $10 over Dale, which is 0. And Donkey Kong Country 2 Swag Strats Bid War, with $75 for swag and $10 for no swag.
Nice. So, in this part of the game, Alex and Ryan are very weak, at least their AI when they're helping you. But once we are finished with this section, we will unlock this modern version of Ryan. That's going to be the main character we use for the rest of the game, because he has the single best move for speedrunning this game, his dash kick, which is called the bird kick. And with it, we will be able to use it in sequence to get around the game's infinite combo prevention system. You can get around that system by doing moves in this sequence. 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, and repeat endlessly. So, his bird kick is awesome for being able to do a repeating aerial combo just like that. That guy has been sent to the moon. Good for you, Alex. I doubt it did any damage, but I'm glad you felt good about yourself, probably. I don't know, maybe that was really hard on his back. I have a lot of back issues these days. I am a longtime acrobat because the Kunio-kun series inspired me to do moves. and Jackie Chan movies and stuff. And then I actually did them, and now my body hates me. But anyway, we're at the end of this beginning sequence here, and we're fighting a boss named Purple Bee, and immediately it's starting off terribly, because what we didn't want to happen has happened. That was okay, I guess. He dealt some damage, but I don't want him to be put into the air here, because Provi doesn't have good air juggling. I just want her to deal ground moves here, and I want Alex and Ryan to mostly just stay out of my way. And, oh, he got put in the air. Oh, but Alex caught him back on his feet. Thank you, Alex. That was cool. I didn't look very cool throughout that entire fight, but whatever. Now we can just do a few last flips with Provi here. We're looking good on the day-night cycle. We should be able to reach the next boss before it is nighttime, and that's what we need. If it turns nighttime, we won't be able to spawn the next required boss, and so we would just have to sit here for like 10 minutes, because there's no way to skip forward the day-night clock. I'm going to switch to Ryan. There we go. That's the character we're going to be using for the rest of the game. And all we have to do to get to the next part is just sidle on over to the arcade, hit this guy really hard, and put him into the arcade machines. That's a bit excessive, but I guess it's effective. And you see we're getting level ups here. That's going to be relevant later. We do want level ups, and I'll explain why. But for now, let's focus on this next boss. The last guy ran away, and we can hear the boss music. We have successfully reached Calvin before nighttime, and I need to not get hit at all by him when he's in this freaking mech. That move would have one-shot me, by the way. Absolutely would. Oh, okay, I just have. Oh, he's going ham. Aggro, full aggro. Remember how to do this, please? So I need to be able to try to one-cycle him before he gets back into that mech. All right, let's just throw him back at the wall. I'm gonna wait for him to get up in my, or not. He was one little cycle of hits away. So that was a quick look at the type of combo I'm going to be trying to do throughout the game. That sequence of bird kick, punch, bird kick, kick, and try to keep enemies airborne at all times. Some bosses will be difficult to start that with because they'll roll out of your arms the moment you pick them up. And you have a grappling move in this game, which consistently puts enemies on the ground so you can pick them up and throw them, and that's a way that you can start the combo. But especially once we get into the late game, that's not going to work as well. I'm going to have to try to be basically absolutely frame perfect when I try it, and I'm going to need to be when I get to the end of the game. But for now, we can just sort of have a leisurely stroll through River City. Nothing is too dangerous yet. If the cops were after me, I could go into that hideout right there, but the cops are not after me right now. Let's go get some delicious pork pops. Everybody's favorite savory drink. Did I only get 2? Nope, there's the third one. I would definitely like to have 3 instead of 2. Those are going to be useful more for just refilling our health later. They're going to be used to save time, and you'll see. We now have to stop here at the factory to fight enemies and clear them in every room, because in the last room, all the way on the right through the other side of the factory, a required boss is going to spawn. That was a bit slow, but it's okay. Also, throughout the entire game, we're going to be wanting to collect as much money as possible, and some rooms have pits, which is going to cause us to have to balance trying to complete the rooms as quickly as possible with getting money, because if enemies fall into pits, it does count toward clearing the room, but also you don't get their money if that happens. What were you doing this entire time, sir? I don't want to ask anyway. That should be this room clear. I don't think you get reinforcements in these rooms. Some rooms you get reinforcements at like random times while you're trying to fight people, and that causes the rooms to not be registered as cleared if new enemies come in. You see I'm knocking enemies into pits here. They keep backing up toward it. I don't know if they've been taught by their parents that it's not a good idea. They didn't watch 300, apparently. But we at least got this guy's money, and that room is clear, so now here's the final room we have to fight in. In this section, this is where the boss will spawn if we did everything correctly, and they're afraid and running away, but too bad for them. I caught them all in the vortex of doom. Here's Pink Bee. He's like Purple Bee, but he's pink instead. I could try, yeah, let's do the infinite combo. Let's put him to the left. I completely missed my dash, that's a shame. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like later, hopefully, if I don't mess it up like I just did. But even if you mess it up, normally you can keep enemies in kind of a stun-locked-like state by just doing your attacks in quick succession, but it's not going to be as effective as an infinite as it is when it's in the air. So, the next thing we have to do is try to do a series of chase downs. We have to go back to Roxy's hideout first, the auto shop, and this is the first instance of subway luck in this game. We have to take the subway 3 times in this run. This is the first time. This is not a good subway. You see how it's like not here, and it's like still not here, and it's continuing to still not here for a long time. That's what we don't want to see later. Again, for this part of the game, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter as much, because we still are locked by specific day-night required events anyway, and if we get to things too soon, we'll just have to wait around. But later, that would be really bad to see. We definitely don't want that to happen again, and I'm sorry for hitting this pedestrian over and over, but he's not giving me money. He should know better. Thank you for giving me money. That was actually a lot of money. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for hitting you and being angry at you for not giving me money until then. Let's go. Let's go see Roxy and do a cutscene, except we won't do a cutscene because we're gonna skip it, because you know what works in River City? If you need something to get done, violence. Roxy loved that, and so we can just leave instead of doing that cutscene. The next part of the game is now activated. And we even hit ourselves. Apparently, Roxy and Ryan are a thing in this game. It's insinuated, at least, and Roxy loved it when Ryan hit himself. I don't know what that says about the relationship, but now we're chasing down Slick's old henchman. Rocco is the first one. He's doing some sort of thing with his body, and I'm not gonna judge. And now he's trying his best. We cannot move right now. Ryan is very intent on giving him a solid head start, but we're not gonna let that last for long. Poor Rocco. Wabang! Where are the birds? I want to see a bird. There's a bird. Fist pump. It turned me around. Fist pump. Okay, whatever. We should probably, like, get ready to leave or something. He's telling us the next person that we need to chase down is Tex. We're in a classic River City Ransom information gathering sequence here. We assume that Slick is the reason why the entire world hates us, and if we just, like, find Slick and defeat him, then everything will be okay. But you know what else makes everything okay? Sushi. I'm gonna stop here and buy some sushi. Octopus rolls, to be exact. Just one octopus roll, to be even more exact. And I'm not gonna eat it yet just to be safe, but this is the part where I explain why level ups are important. Because level ups don't increase your stats by themselves. The only way for you to actually increase your stats in this game to become stronger is to consume items. The octopus roll is an item that increases my strength, which increases my damage output for regular attacks, which is really crucial for stuff like the bird kick. I'm gonna focus on this text sequence here, and then I'll resume that conversation. This is very important and very hard. Partially because the pipe just does not have a detection area. Can I still complete this? There's a box here. Is that in my... Yes, it is in my way. Ah! So if you miss the first part, it's like impossible. It's impossible to catch him. And this is after the game has been nerfed. The fact that that box was right there made things even worse for me. So we have to redo that, unfortunately. This is one of the hardest things in the game right here. After a patch nerfed it and made him slower. Can the pipe accept me? Thank you. I actually hit him earlier than I've ever hit him that time. Gee, that would have been nice the first time. Anyway, Tex has been dealt with. We just lost a little bit of time, but it might not cost us that much real time because we would have had to wait around for a daytime event anyway, and we're still in the middle of night. But I was talking about stats and level ups. So, you can only increase your stats by consuming items. And your stats have 2 different types. The current stat and the maximum stat. Your current stat is what actually affects the game. Your current amount cannot exceed the maximum amount. Level ups are what give you a higher maximum amount of your stats. Basically, it's increasing your capacity for your stats to grow. So I need to wait for level ups in order for consuming items to actually make me stronger. It's a little bit hard to explain, but hopefully that gives you an idea. I need to level up in order to have enough maximum strength to increase my current strength so that I actually get stronger. And while I was saying that, I was doing a lot of block sliding. You see that I'm doing like this weird dance move to get across the city? That's not just for swag, it is faster than running normally. And we're back in the new River City High. We're gonna go all the way up to the roof because Ivan is dramatic and he's up on the roof. Ivan is our last person we need to chase down. I'll go ahead and open the floor if you want to give any more donations or have any more announcements.
We don't have any more donations at the moment, but we do have one small announcement for everybody. Please donate for Child's Play. It is a useful and fun thing for children to have at a hospital where they get video games brought to them and paid for by us, as well as more help for what they need and things like that. So please be generous when you can. Don't put yourself in debt for it, but we'd love the help. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ivan gave us a nice line there. My comrades ran bravely. That's a nice line. So, unfortunately, Ivan and those other bosses have been trivialized in this game, but age does things to you. We're going to fight a little bit on the way to our next event. Ivan was nighttime only. He does not appear on the roof in daytime, and so it's a good thing that it was nighttime. And now the next thing we have to do is the last restricted day-night event in the game. Right next to the school is Otis. He only appears in the daytime. I'm going to try to collect a little bit of money on the way, and now is about the time I need to go in there to be able to clear out the wave and fight him the moment it turns to daytime. I don't want to beat these enemies too soon, because then reinforcements could come in, and then they would at the last moment make Otis not appear, and then I have to fight them from scratch. We're getting close to it switching to daytime though. Hopefully we don't get any reinforcements. Oh boy, okay. We might be a little bit slow here in activating. Yeah, so it's gonna switch to daytime, and from then on, any time loss is real. There, it's daytime now, and I'm not fighting Otis yet, which means I'm losing time. From here on, real time losses are a thing. We are no longer restricted by the day-night clock. But we didn't lose that much time. Now let's try the infinite combo. Throw him. There we go. That's how it's done. We have a lot of room in that room. We have a lot of room in that room to do it. So that's one of the easier places to get it done. I should probably eat my octopus roll right about now. I didn't get another level up, but surely I have enough maximum strength to actually be able to increase my strength by eating that octopus roll. It should increase your attack by 1 damage value every time you consume an octopus roll, if you're doing it right and pacing things correctly. We have to go back into the school once again to go into the basement this time, because the next thing that was unlocked after we've done that fight was a very special item is now spawned right here, the crowbar. This is the only way to get into the next boss's room. And it's a bit hard to get in there because all of these young men are running away? That's... oh my gosh, and I sniped him. That's why they were running away. I've never seen them all flee the moment I enter that room before. That was the best. There's your classic, that's never happened before, but it was really amusing and vaguely helpful. I want to try and get all this money here. Wow. Okay, those poor warlocks. And here's a cool entrance animation. This is Ether. He's a Slick fanatic, so, once we defeat him, we will be able to go after Slick, because he knows all the details about Slick. Let's try and do the infinite combo toward the stairs, because we have to... oh, shoot. Because we're gonna have to be leaving through the stairs. Very nice. The game is pretty forgiving in this first half. Enemies can knock you down at any time when you're running through rooms or when you're fighting them. I did not get that dollar bill for some reason. Here we go. They're not running away this time, but I am. I took a note from their book that time. You inspire me, Warlocks. Keep doing your thing. You have cool hoodies. Now we are going toward the end section of Act 1. It's a pretty fun part for me, because we're going to have a lot of pits to use it to our advantage. We're going to use the same escape route that we used at the beginning, because that gets us to the subway faster, and the subway gets us to our next location, the old River City High, faster. So that was what I was referring to, where we just were, as the new River City High location. Where we started the game in the tutorial section is where we're headed next. And it's not in too good of shape, I'll tell you right now, spoilers. And we can use that to our advantage. Hopefully we get some good subway luck here. I'm hoping that it's going to be there with its doors open right away, so I can just go straight in. Nope. Okay, hopefully we don't have to wait too long. Nope. This is another bad subway. I'm having to wait a long time. At least 10 seconds. This is looking to be as bad as the first one, actually. Those are the two worst subways in succession that I've ever seen. Alright, though. So, you saw in the first subway fight, and also in this one, I can hit pedestrians without being wanted, because that mechanic is being overwritten by the timer on the top right, which is telling you how long this little waiting period is lasting. So we can hit pedestrians to our heart's content, unfortunately, and they have money that they can sometimes give us when we hit them, like that. And that will be helpful in us getting more octopus rolls and some other items that will increase our strength and stuff. Thank you! Sometimes, rarely, they give like a dollar bill, like the pedestrian earlier gave, after I yelled at him. And I still feel bad about that. And here we are at lovely River City High. The poor thing. This looks exactly like my high school, and that's an enemy knocking me down pretty unreactively, by the way. That's just going to happen a lot. And in the middle of the game, that's going to be making things very scary. But for now, let's just focus on fighting in these rooms. You see there is sediment blocking the path upstairs where we need to go. Once we clear the room of all that... Dude, I saw you! I saw you! I'm still seeing you. He tried to knock me down again, but then I knocked him down and destroyed him. We got reinforcements there, and so we're just gonna take them out right now, and then I have to go to the left and also free this teacher. And then face a Bobo. You see, a Bobo is already here. We haven't even fought him in the prediction yet, but he's a part of the actual playthrough right now. Please don't give me a late reinforcement. I probably should have spawned him in sooner, so that I could be fighting him along with the regular wave. So that wasn't too optimal. That wasn't really well planned. But now, we can go over to the right. See ya! See ya! These are the bombers. Bombs away! One at a time, it's fun! You have to be like... how tall are these people? They're like 3 feet tall. You have to be at least that tall to ride. I'm sure they're all landing on their feet. Or there's just like, I don't know, have any of you seen the movie UHF? That's horrendous, I hate that scene. But those of you who know, you know, and hopefully I didn't just deal you psychic damage. We have 2 Obobos this time, and we're going to use the pit for them as well. And I'm gonna do a scary sightless jump. Whee! Because the camera just does things in this game sometimes, and you'll see more instances of that later, where you just can't see yourself all of a sudden. I'm going to hit him a lot of times, and then he's gonna fall in. Aren't I magic? Oh, shoot. I've been hit by sand, and now I look really silly. Boom! Now you look silly. Let's just keep doing this. We're not getting so much money from this part, but this is a bit faster than doing it the other way. Hopefully we don't get reinforcements. Let's free Miss Suzu. When enemies are falling down and they make contact with any other character, it causes them to fall down as well. That can work for us, but usually it's just annoying because it causes us to fall down. We got one more Abobo here. And then we can have the climactic final battle on the top floor, or the roof, like the top of the top floor. We need to keep him facing left at all times, and I'm going to consume this so I don't die. Because we need to keep him facing left because of one of his attacks that he does. If he's facing right, then he will just yeet himself into the pit. And we would rather him not do that because then we'd have to like restart the fight in a much slower place to fight. There we go, he's done. I'm going to consume this item now, and then consume the next one. That skips a ton of this dialogue. We just saved a lot of time. He only says like 2 things to us instead of like 10. That's one of the only parts in the game where you can use items to skip text. Usually, you have to wait even longer because it stops the cutscene in its tracks to give you the item effects text, and then the cutscene resumes afterward. Also, whee! See, this is why I wasn't worried about any of them. I'm sure they were all just landing on their feet, like kitties. Because the first thing I think of when I think of River City Ransom characters is, aren't they so cat-like? Let's go to the subway. Hopefully we don't have to wait 6 years for it this time. That's the best subway you can get, right there. That's the pure opposite of what we've been seeing. Thank you, game. That's much more like it. All right, and now we can fight for some more money. That guy's not giving anything. He's really not giving anything. That's okay. These guys are done for really early, so I can just focus on them afterward. But anyway, that was Act 1 done. We are now in Act 2. Enemies now have a higher chance to block, and we're going to see some stronger enemy types. And also, we have a brand new area of the game unlocked. We've just gone back to Roxy's hideout. We can do a cutscene with her, but we don't have to. Instead, I'm just going to go right to the next part of the game, and on the way, do you have any more donations that you can read?
We still do not, unfortunately. But again, we are still looking for donations. We would love to have them. We would love to enjoy everything more with it, with you and these other incentives we have going.
Absolutely. I'm gonna enjoy some sushi also. We have some more money that we can use to get some more octopus rolls. I almost had enough for 3, but we actually didn't need to buy 3 right there. It might actually be bad to buy 3, because we're going to have to vacate our inventory later anyway, and we might not have enough maximum strength to make use of 3 octopus rolls. You'll see why later. And here's our first time going through the forest. Check this place out. Isn't it fun how you can't move up or down at all? I'm sure that's not going to come into play later. Anyway, we have to stop in the second room here to clear out enemies and fight a required boss. The right side of the screen is a wall right now. Ow! Unfortunately, I have been hit and I am on my stomach. Also, unfortunately, the squirrels you can't avoid them getting hit. And there's a fun little tutorial message thing that just randomly happens sometimes. Okay. Hopefully we don't get a last-minute reinforcement. Very nice. I'm just gonna hit them and then go to the left so I can try to get them together. That didn't quite work, but it's okay. Now they're gonna try and interrupt me. That just happens. That's going to be a common theme of the latter part of the game, is trying to do large group fights with a lot of strong characters that all have very effective moves against you. Now we can just leave right away. And we got another one of these rooms. Look at all these frickin' enemies that you can't get around, that can just launch into their attacks at all times. Something's coming up, my friends. Something is coming up. It is a very infamous quest. You see, that was some pretty tight platforming as well. I hope you're all ready. For the rich kids, there they are. No, for the infamous, dreaded milk quest. Because we're about to go into the most festive house on the street, happy Halloween everybody, and meet Cindy, Ryan's former girlfriend from River City Ransom. There she is. And she needs milk. And so we need to, you know how we just came all the way through the forest to get here? We gotta go right back, all the way back, and we have to pick up some milk from the grocery store, and it's not going to be in our inventory. It's going to be on us, like carrying it on our heads. So it's going to restrict our movement. And if we get hit at all, we drop it, and it bounces for a couple of centuries. And in the original release version of this game, if you dropped it once, it broke, and you had to do the entire thing over again. And remember how in all those forest rooms, you can't move up or down? You can't get around anybody? It's time for the milk quest, my friends. I hope you're all ready. Because I'm not, and I never am, and I never will be. It's time to go all the way back. It's fun. It's just fun to describe this quest. I can't believe he missed me with that rolling punch. I am gonna be knocked down by that move many times, don't worry. Those rich kids rolling punch, I hate that move so much. Thank you for the good luck, by the way. Much appreciated and much needed. So, right back we go. And thank you all for being a part of this marathon. Thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying it so far. I want to thank Carter Freak for putting this together on their channel, my bad, and for having me once again. This is just such a cool opportunity to show off games that I really like and put them to more people's eyes. Because I think there are just so many cool ways to appreciate games, and speedrunning marathons can bring really loved life experiences to more people. Like the milk quest. Everybody loves the milk quest. And boy, am I glad, especially for the purposes of a marathon run, that the developers officially patched the game to allow you to drop the milk 3 times. But it's still going to be a problem if it happens. And also, here we are. I need to try to do some really strong movement here to skip a cutscene or skip a fight later on. So you move faster when you're holding an overhead weapon at the start of your dash. So I'm trying to do quick. There we go. Got it. Okay. So I left the room before the text was over. This is gonna skip a fight outside of Cindy's house. If we can get there. Here we go, everybody. It's time. Even before we get there, they're gonna be... Ah! All right. Everything's good. Except it's about to be bad because it's time for the no up-down rooms. It's all up to them. The whims of these young men. Here he comes! I got stuck. Don't hit me when I'm in the room transition because then that would cause me to go back and get the milk. I'm gonna platform over them. We got another room coming up with no up or down. Here we go. Let's do this. Here, the jocks are just posing, having a good time. I'm gonna do a little bit more of that movement. They're running the wrong way, which I appreciate. Okay, those are the hardest rooms done, except no, this room is hard because it's the tightest platforming in the game. I got it, okay. There we go, that's the hardest platforming in the game. It's not over yet though, we still have 2 more rooms to get through with a lot of instant knockdown. Ah! There's that rolling punch. That move has dealt so much psychic damage to me over the last year and a half. Here we go. 1 more room, can we get through? Where is everybody? You're freaking me out by not being anywhere. Ah! We did it. The milk quest has been completed with no drops. So even if this were the original release of the game, that would have been a success. That is one of the most volatile parts of the game done, but don't worry, it only gets worse from here. It only gets harder, it only gets more punishing. And if you all enjoyed the pure slot machine interactions of that entire run through where any enemy could hit me at any time and I couldn't do anything about it, you're gonna like this next part because it's even more of a slot machine, and I'll explain it when we get there. For now, let's just appreciate the fact that Alex apparently has a daughter named Alexis. And that's terrifying. Like, Alex and Cindy apparently had a child together. I'm sure she'll turn out great. In River City, she's going to be like one of the ultimate, like, leaders of society. Shoutouts to Alexis. She's now been unlocked for the game, but I'm only going to be using Modern Ryan, so shoutouts to Alexis. Now we have waiting at room transitions. There's a shadow. So... Shadow! Anyway, I have to try to spawn in these shadows by pure luck and fight these mercenaries that come in and hopefully not die. So this is an instance where a lot of enemies are going to be trying to interrupt me while I'm going after the main subject. And now I have lost my stamina, my tutorial stamina, because everybody's hitting way harder now. And this isn't going super well. I'm going to collect the money and try to get out of here before I die. And you see the top right of the screen there, the day-night timer has been replaced by another timer. I think that is a timer that tells you if you commit another crime within this time, the cops will come after you. So I have to be very careful that I don't accidentally hit a pedestrian at this point. Or a squirrel, those poor things. There's a pedestrian. That's much better. That's what I like to see. So, I've now done 2 of those fights. We have collected 2 dog tags. Our inventory now has 2 dog tags. We have to win a luck slot machine of getting the shadow to appear when we're hoping for it to, chase it across the room, and then fight these mercenaries 6 times. 6 times. It's fine. Ow! It's not fine. I hate everything. These rich kids are just, they know how to get under my skin, and they block so much. From this point on, the fights are way harder. And actually, because I'm all the way on the right, I'm going to go the rest of the way over. Cycle this over. It'd be nice if I got a level up so that I could be sure that I'm getting the value of eating my last octopus roll, but it doesn't matter at this point. I have to eat the octopus roll, because if you don't have enough inventory space to get all 6 dog tags, you cannot get to the next part of the game. It will not happen. You have to have all 6 dog tags in your inventory. You could fight these guys a billion times and it wouldn't matter. Thank you for getting into the air for me. Okay, I'm actually gonna wait here, get some cash, and see if I get a level up from that. Yes, perfect. So that should give me value of this octopus roll. I'm gonna eat it now. That was awesome. And now hopefully we get 2 more quick shadows. You can also listen for the helicopter. It's very faint though. Okay, we got it in this room. They can randomly appear in any of like these 4... I just got dance moved. Hi, Melissa. Oh, like the last frames of that move being active, I got... Oh, and then the, like, unreactable... Oh, yeah. Anyway, hopefully I don't die. We now have 1 more dog tag we have to collect. Hopefully this next shadow takes me to the right, because I need to go to the right to the next part of the game. It would be really nice if I don't have to fight in this room. Like, if I could fight in the next room, that'd be great. Okay, whatever. It's okay. It's okay. Nice salute. I did not get any hits in. I'm going to throw you to the right and then get hit by the rich kid and get hit by a rich kid. There's just not that much you can do. I have to focus on this guy to complete this as quickly as possible. And it just gives everybody else so much time to get in your way. But now we have all 6 dog tags. That was actually a pretty quick mercenary segment. But it's not truly over yet, because we have to fight 6 mercenaries in order to fight a mercenary in Bravo Fort, which is in the upper part. That pedestrian was standing on a street lamp! My friends, they thought no one would notice, but they did! That was awesome! What were you doing up there, my lady? Getting exercise? River City is the best. Don't give me last minute reinforcements, please, so I can just fight this boss right now. I got last frame reinforcements. You see, that's what happens when you get really bad timing with reinforcements. There was nobody on the screen at all as I was collecting those last coins, and then at the last moment there were, and so the boss did not spawn. So this guy gets out of your arms pretty quick. I don't really have that much room to do the infinite combo, but I'm gonna try anyway. Alright, now I gotta wait for his text before I leave the room, and I want to get his money anyway. And we have a pretty fun part coming up. We're getting toward the end of Act 2, but in order to unlock the last part of Act 2, we have to go fight somebody in a nightclub, or on top of a nightclub. And while I'm on my way over there, do you have any more announcements to make?
It does not look like we do, but again, we do have incentives, folks. Please make sure you target those incentives if you donate. And, you know, we have polls, we have targets, we have Carter.
I'm getting bodied over here. That's my announcement to make. Yeah, I got hit by the rich kid's rolling punch, so you get a chance to see that in action. And then Melissa's niece sent me into an entire other Smash Brothers game. But here's one of my favorite rooms in the game coming up. Not the elevator, although I am that boring. But here we go. Come on, my friends. The ground 100 feet below is fine. I'm sure, once again, they're landing on their feet. Stop blocking! Thank you. Let's fight Adam. I'm gonna try to do the infinite combo here. I have plenty of room to do so, so I'm gonna grapple him, get him on his back, throw him, boom boom. Now I have to turn him around. I'm gonna try and get him down before the enemies come in. That was a little slow, but it's okay. Now we're fighting them. I can get some extra cash from these rich kids while I have to wait for the dialogue to stop. So this works out. That cast is going to be way too far away. That's a shame. Let's just try and collect this before it's gone. Oh, another helicopter. I beat them all so quickly, another helicopter came in. That's pretty rare. So that was fun. Now we have unlocked the ability to go into the ending sequence of Act 2, and that's one of the biggest doozies of this game. But on our way, we have $61, so let's go ahead and make use of some of that. I won't be able to buy 2 of the next item that I'm going to buy. Just barely. It would have been nice to collect that last rich kid's cash. That might have actually made a huge difference. I wasn't thinking of that. RCRU. Yes, one of the best items in the game is this game. Seems about right. And we are on our way to Merv Tower. So Merv was the one who had his beloved kidnapped. He's the one who mobilized the entire city to come against us. And so we're about to have a confrontation with Merv, if we can get there. And it's not that easy to get there, especially when you haven't strengthened your character for defense at all. we're gonna have some dramatic encounters, like that guy dropping from the heavens. Things like that. Hopefully I'm not gonna get hit on frame 1 when I enter this room. You can get juggled like infinitely by these cyclists, like that poor nerd over there. That dude's doing great. I'm gonna keep holding on to this item. I'm not going to consume it for a while, because especially now that I don't have the benefit of that tutorial stamina anymore, it was taken from me. I would like to keep that item for safety health. Because Merv Tower, if we die at the end of Merv Tower, we lose a lot of time. We're going to have to redo everything all over again. Here's a level up, so I should be doing pretty well. Ow! At getting knocked on my butt. Doing quite well at that. Hopefully I don't get some last-minute reinforcements here. I ran into the wall because I got a little overzealous, but it's okay. I was so forceful with my stupidity that it actually took him out. He couldn't handle it. Let's just get you out of here. Get you out of here. Please no last-minute reinforcements. I can't activate the lift until the last person's money has been collected. There we go. And guess what? We had a lift sequence in Rough City. We've got one in River City Ransom Underground. We're gonna have 4 ways we have to get past here, and check it out. We have some pits on either side. We can try to use that to our advantage. I forgot to present a fist bump to that guy on that floor, and he ran away. I feel so ashamed. Poor Ryan. Anyway, we have to fight pretty soon. Got rich kids first. They can block, but they're less likely to. Let's try and get them over to the end. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He's gonna recover here. I'm gonna throw him this way. Hopefully he doesn't bounce against the top of this thing. Like, the pulleys up there, I hope those are pulleys and I'm not an idiot. Once enemies get up when you're carrying them, it changes the throw mechanic into you throwing them really high and they do those flips. They will commonly bounce off of those pulleys if you don't throw from the correct position. And now we've got some cops coming up. They are more likely to block, so hopefully we can do it as quickly as we just did. I was bad. I'm continuing to bad. Boom. 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 Thank you for going over to the left for me. Very nice. That wasn't too bad, except for when I was bad. We've got another sequence of cops coming up, so let's just try to keep them under control. Here's a little trick I like to do. That wasn't very impressive. I barely changed my position at all. Never mind me. You didn't even see anything, did you? More cops here. They get up a little bit faster, so I'm not gonna even try and pick up that second guy. Big taser, big taser. Should I just try and fight them normally from here? Yeah. That's fine. So you kind of have to be on your toes in this situation. If it's not working out that you're getting them toward the edge and tossing them off, and you're dealing damage anyway, you might as well just commit to the fight. And I'm gonna mostly be doing that with this last wave coming up, the mercenaries. Because they block really often, and they have some of the most squirrely AI we've seen so far. So it's really tough to do this fast. And they get up out of your arms really fast, too. Yeah, he took a while to get up, though. You know, I'm just gonna fight them normally. I'm just gonna try and get their money. He's still alive. How are you still alive, sir? What did you have for breakfast this morning? I need to have whatever he had, so that I can stay alive. I don't know how to follow that up. Let's just forget about that. We are now about to enter Merv Tower. This is where it really begins. This is just the opening sequence. If we die at any time in here, we have to do this entire lift sequence again. Are you all ready? It's about to get even more intense. Because we have long hallways, unnecessarily long hallways. Shoutouts to Gyre. One more unnecessarily long hallway. Oh, the humanity. Nope, here we go. It begins in this room. I'm gonna try and fight my way over to the right. Everybody's gonna dodge me, and I'm probably gonna get knocked down at a really bad time. Yes. Oh no, he didn't knock me down. Anyway, here comes the reason why this is a problem. I'm gonna lead this cop over to the right, actually. Come on. Get hit! Get hit! Sometimes they get hit, sometimes they don't. It's a shame. But now I'm gonna do a skip here. Hello, nighttime. I'm just gonna stand by the door and wait for the people who have the key card to come in and open the door for me so I can get out. Thank you, people who had the key card opening the door for me so I could get out. More fighting in here. I'm again gonna leave the cop over to the right because the cops don't have any money. So once the money is all gone, then the next people come in. Yeah, I need to lead you even further to the right. Maybe the bullets will take you out? No, you're too far. Oh! Good night, sweet prince, you poor child. Okay, here's the scariest room coming up, and you're about to see why. And I need to be quick. Once I try to get across this gap that has been blown up, I have to do a precise jump here, not get knocked down at the worst moment, and try and get over to the door because they're all about to launch themselves into the pit. And if I don't die on the way over, that's Merv Tower. For now. Although it's not quite over yet. That was fairly smooth. Aside from that mercenary being a 500 IQ legend. And knowing that I was about to try to jump over. We have two very, very important parts of the run coming up in quick succession after this cutscene. Before we get to that, I'll leave a moment in case there are any new announcements.
There are not. We do have a couple folks that are needing to donate, you know, like myself. Oops.
I only admittedly donated. Well, I don't mean to say this in like a like only donating $10 is so bad, but I've donated $10 so far for the Rough City thing, and that's about the extent of my means right now, we'll say. But it's nice to be able to support this cause in any way, and any of you who can, feel free. I think this is really cool. Now, coming up here, one of the scariest parts of this run, of many scariest parts of this run, of many of which are coming up after this part. Oh hey, we have been thrown out into the wilderness by our next boss, who we can skip if we are very precise. We can do a quick kill / skip, because there are pits on this fight when we're going to be fighting on a jet here, and before he loads in properly, we can knock him off. Got it. Okay. I'm now also going to go off myself, because I need to set up the next thing, a death warp. I'm going to wait for the plane to start going down, and then... I think I did it too early. No, I didn't. My heart. I was faked out by the clouds, and I went what I thought was too early, and I thought I was going to have to do all of Merv Tower again at the very last moment. Instead... we're alive! Oh, I have so much to do in life! Like leave this room to the left after collecting all this money. No, there's a wall there right now because the game says, no, you're dead! Stop that! I'm gonna take you back to Cindy's house, which was your last checkpoint. That's where we needed to go anyway. To our next required cutscene, which at this point, we're not able to skip any cutscenes, unfortunately. Except for one near the end, but all of these scenes in these hideouts we're unable to skip for some reason, even though we were able to skip them in the early parts of the game. So we just have to sit through this one. Nothing that notable is going to happen during this cutscene at all, except for the fact that they're telling us that even though we have cleared our names, even though one of the flock has rescued Merv's beloved dog and saved them, brought them back to Merv, even though the city is no longer after us... That poor fish. The city is still going to be after us. For nebulous reasons. We don't know quite why, but things have just gotten very strange. And now, all of the enemies are going to be looking slightly different, and moreover, a new enemy type might be rearing their ugly head as we motor on our way down to the next required cutscene, which we have to do right after this. We have to do 2 cutscenes and sit through them right in a row. Oh, he was coming after me. Those homeboys look normal. Oh, this looks fine. Nothing's out of the... Oh my gosh, what is that? So all the regular enemies are now stronger. They are in like a zombie state, which is how I feel most mornings these days. For a long time, actually. But also, you might see a new type of face along with them. I'll point him out when we see him. But for now, we have to take one more nice little jaunt through this forest. I love not being able to move up or down. I love seeing squirrels who are very surprised. Don't you? Oh, hi, agent. There they are. The secret agents. The toughest enemies in the game that are not bosses. They have so many interrupting moves. They have projectiles. They have very strong attacks. They block all the time. Ow! That's how it makes me feel, you know? So, we're on our way to the next part. We have to go talk to Roxy because she's going to tell us that we should go fight the next boss that is going to open up the end game. For some reason, that boss doesn't appear until she tells you it's there. And also, don't worry about this. This does not matter yet. We can chase this guy all the way to River City High, which is what you need to do eventually. But until you defeat the next required boss, nothing happens, and you just have to go back and chase him all over again after you beat the boss. The next required boss is actually a reference to the Newgrounds game Dad and Me. This game has a lot of love for aughts internet culture, and me from Dad and Me being a boss is one such thing. So we've got to sit through this cutscene for a while. There's also a Newgrounds shop in this game, just straight up a Newgrounds store, full of items that are references to the Newgrounds website. This is a game made by people who just grew up in that culture and just loved it so much. I'm going to hide from the moment for now because coming up is absolutely the scariest segment of the game. It only gets harder and harder and harder from here. While we make our way to me from Dad and Me so I can beat me up, practice self-love, everybody. Any more announcements to make?
Not at the moment, unfortunately, again. We still do have several incentives that are running. We've got Ultimate 3 Exodus, Kill Lord British, polls for Chippendale's Character Selector, a poll for Donkey Kong Country 2, Swag Strats Bid War, Metroid Dread, Late Gravity Suit. We have so many incentives and polls that people would love to donate to. Just feel free to push that button, throw the money at us, and, you know, we'll just make it rain.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. And we are almost, that was pretty perfect. We are almost to where we need to stop to fight to spawn me. So we don't worry about chasing that guy right now. We have to fight everybody here first. And from here on, we are hoping to see no agents in these fights. There's a reinforcement, but it's not an agent, so that's fine. Oh no.
Marathon luck.
Yes! So I'm just going to try to focus on these lads first, and leave the agent for last. He's going to try and shoot things at me, and hurt me, and do bad things to me. Thank you for jumping into me! Oh, I take it all back. You're a nice person. You're a lover of speedrunning. And also, the regular enemies have a small chance to drop money. I wonder how many octopus rolls I'm going to be able to get after this. That's the nice thing about fighting agents, admittedly, is the fact that you can get money from them all the time, and they have a lot of it. So I'm going to have an octopus roll jamboree here. I missed him. He's now in the swing set. That's what I don't like to see. I'm only dealing 10 damage right now. This is less than I usually deal at this stage in the game, but it's fine for the me fight. He's already down. I have plenty of level ups to consume strength increasing items, but I'm not going to right now. I'm going to try to buy as many items as I can and leave all of them for the end game. This is my last opportunity to go into Mao's. No friends in here. You actually have a chance to have to deal with enemies in the shops in Act 3, and I got lucky that time and did not have to fight any of them. Hello, sir. I am going to go ahead and deal with the fact that I'm only dealing 10 damage, when the maximum amount of damage you can deal at this point is 15, which would make things go a lot faster. But you know what also is a lot faster than having to lose 5 minutes? Not losing 5 minutes. So I'm going to focus on the possibility of that instead, because I did away with the extra stamina and willpower that the game gives you with those tutorial messages. I lost the stamina from the stamina message a little bit earlier, and I lost the extra willpower from the willpower message when I did the death warp. And so now, the moment my health reaches 0, I have no safety net. So there is a problem with the fact that even the fact that I have healing items doesn't mean that I am not going to die, because some enemies will one-shot me from this point. Let's do this. At least my pockets are full of food and my heart is full of determination. And this room is not full of agents, which I love to see at this. Ah! Sir, was that your doing? Did you summon that agent with your people's elbow? Is this a rock fan? Uh-oh, he's flashing red, which means that he has a chance to split into a second agent, and then you have two agents instead of not only one agent, and not even no agents, but two agents. That's like what you don't want, even more so than before. Thank you for spawning money and costing me time. Hey, guess who we have to fight now? It's our third battle with Slick, and we're not even in the endgame yet. So I'm gonna try and do the infinite combo, but I'm gonna mess it up and then get smacked in the face. Oh gosh. Let's just let him have fun for a moment. Now I'm doing 11 damage, yay! Oh goodness, I need to not keep messing up the infinite combo. Where are you going? Where I need to go next is over here. Stop being you. I'm sorry, that's really mean. Slick, he doesn't seem like that great of a guy, but you know, it's always good to see him. That's the last time we see him in this playthrough. He is not the main antagonist. We have a ways to go yet. Act 2, that Merv Tower sequence was pretty climactic, but it gets even more dramatic from here. And hopefully I don't see any agents in Hall B. This is where I have to fight next. And I'm actually gonna meander over all the way to the right and do a safety save. We got a hideout right here. That's an automatic save. So, last night when I was doing practice for this day, I got one shot by the boss on this room. Could you stop being cool? I'm sorry, again, I'm just being really rude right now. When I am under pressure, apparently I just try to restrict people from doing what they want. Does this mean I'm a bad person? Probably. Stop diving at me. Could you jump or something? Do something useful. Stop being alive. That's the meanest thing yet. What has happened to me? What has become of me? Is this the sort of person that is going to lead?
Technically, they're not even alive.
No. Keep me away from your schools. I'm so bad for the world. That's okay. This is a river again. Like put me in River City, and I'd be one of the best people there. I don't. Ah! No, not really. It's the Boncho spirit. Ow! You hit me for 1 damage and caused me to not hit you. That actually was a very annoying 1 damage hit. I don't know why he only dealt 1 damage. That must have been a glitch. Also, I got really late reinforcements, and so that was an excessively long fight. Anyway, here's the boss that can just one-shot me. I'm gonna try to immediately throw him, and yeah, that doesn't really work. Oh, but I got a Mirborn. I messed up. I hope you're all enjoying this absolute chaos that is my brain coming out of my mouth. Hopefully that won't happen to my character when I get hit by Proto, possibly. Thank you for jumping.
It's better than coming out of your nose.
Yeah, they don't even need a straw for that. I missed him. I'm dead. No, I'm not. So if you can't tell, we are now toward the end of the game, and the end of the game is a little scary. We've gotten a lot of level ups, so we can feasibly use all of our strength increasing items that we have here. We still are holding on to that RCRU. Cutscene skip, by the way. Sorry, Chris. Here we go. I probably should have entered that hideout one more time to get another safety save after defeating Proto. We are deathless so far. We have 4 healing items. We are past the point of no return. We're into the final hideout. We are underground in River City Ransom Underground. And I'm going to try and set up some quick kills because we have to fight agents here. Nice. There's the first one. These are set spawns, just like in Rough City earlier. I have time to be able to situate myself and finally use that stone hands technique and do a good job with it to control these waves. This next one is possibly the hardest one of this sequence. There are going to be 2 full health agents here. Hi, Celine! Everybody say hi to Celine. She always graces me in this segment. Thank you for the luck, Celine. Here we go. Hopefully we get good luck here. Beautiful. That's also a really tough instant dash kick that I just did right against the wall. I was like 1 frame away from running into the wall there and then having problems. Every single agent fight, you have to be sure that you are double tapping them when they have no health left. If you let them get away when they're flashing red, you might be here for a long time. And guess what? Coming up, 4 agents all flashing red right away. Thankfully, they can all be down in 1 hit, but we have to time this right. All right. I'm legitimately nervous because this endgame is difficult, it's punishing, and it's about to be upon us once we finally get to the end of this second lift sequence because 1 just wasn't good enough. Are you all ready, folks? Here we go. By far the hardest part of the game. If we die at any point, we have to do the lift again, just like Merv Tower. I have some items, but I do not have the benefit of any tutorial health. We gotta start off here with some deceptively tough platforming on this truck, and then we're gonna go right into a very, very tricky room. How many agents do you want? How about 4? How about some turrets as well? So, you know how hard it is to fight 1 agent with regular enemies around? How about fighting 1 agent when 4 agents are around? Oh boy. I messed. Oh no, and I didn't pick him up? Really? Shucks and darn and shucks and shucks and darn. Okay, so this is really tough to do consistently well. You just have to rely on a lot of luck of the agents not blocking you at really bad times. I should actually consume my RCRU now, so I can have... Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Get that willpower, baby. I need that buffer. And it'll also give me some extra health. I'm gonna collect this money. I don't want to have to wait for it too long. You can only leave this room after all the money is gone. There we go. And now for the worst room in the game. Not this one. How about 4 agents with giant laser walls with random timing? No, he interrupted me. That only hit 1 of them? Yeah, sorry, serious time here. Oh no! Get him! Get him! Get him! No! Okay, he's dead. He fell down, so he's dead. We're fine, I guess. There's a little bit of stress here, just a little bit, just a little bit. You're still alive? Oh my goodness, look at you go. Oh, and you're still alive in the bad way, the really bad way. So you can use the lasers to your advantage here to actually get them. What just happened? What? Was that a glitch? I think something weird just happened. I'm not going to worry about their money right now. I'm just going to... yeah. So this isn't good for speed. I'm just... Stop interrupting his death animation. That's one of the jankiest parts of this game, unfortunately. And now I'm going to wait for the money. Anyway, that is some example of why this is one of the worst rooms in the entire game.
We're still waiting for money, too.
Yeah. You can deal damage to our true antagonist, Dr. D, here, but I don't know if it actually matters for anything. I need to lab this more to see if you can actually defeat him here and, like, skip a ton of the game. But instead, we're just gonna sit here and kick the wall. No, we're kicking the machine. This is sit here, press B, and hope you don't get hit. The game. The speedrun. For the Nintendo GameCube. And Knuckles. They're all being so kind to me. Thank you all. Yay. Ow. Now they're upset. They knew that they should have destroyed me there. And okay. The hardest part of the game is coming right up, everybody. We have some platforming to do. Hopefully I don't get knocked down into pits and lose all of my entire life savings of health, which is apparently a thing. Stay away from me. We have 1 more group fight, which is likely to spawn agents and likely to spawn reinforcements, and then the trickiest boss in the game. Here's an agent right away. I'm gonna focus on the others for now. There's a reinforcement, but it's not an agent. Oh, another reinforcement, not an agent. You actually had priority with your kick instead of my bird kick. That makes me feel insecure about myself. You know what? I don't Bobo, this is not the time. Get away from me. I don't appreciate your sass right now. I'm trying... Bobo, you don't even know what the word sass means. And you're my principal. Stop giving me that sass, okay? You're giving it to me. He has the spirit of the school principal in him, that rich kid. Look at everybody doing their thing. They're all having so much fun. Am I having fun? Is this fun yet? Even the people who don't block are blocking. So this is River City Ransom Underground. This is what happens in the endgame fights when you try... I got locked in place because he landed on my head. And how about this? I'm getting locked for the rest of my life in a wheel of pain and destruction and sadness. Is this what life is? I know the answer to that. But we gotta make do with what we have anyway. And we have to fight Dr. D because we're here and he's here. And this is River City. So we're gonna get it on. I need to play better. Infinite comp. I missed my dash. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I cannot do this to save my life right now, and it might end my life. He got away! You are far away now! What? And he reversed my controls. That didn't knock him down! Okay, weird things are happening. I'm gonna eat this octopus. I'm dead. That was River City Ransom Underground, doing absolutely every single possible thing. Every time I did an input, and now I have to wait for the text to go! That's an example right there of the fact that you can sometimes cost time by having to wait for the text to go away before anything actually happens. I'm going to actually use a different save here. I'm going to use a save where I have a little bit more resilience. So we got to the final boss. I just got absolutely owned. I just got absolutely bodied by all of the regular enemies and by the boss. I missed 2 infinite combo chances and that killed me. And he kept having really weird timings with his recovery. So that's really unfortunate. That was a decent run, but I got to the hardest room of the game. And absolutely everything happened. Like, I could have played better. But I also got interrupted every single time I tried to move into a different position. Every single time I tried to attack, I was interrupted by enemies' behavior. All at different times, all choosing to happen to do those things. That is every single Kunio game. Every single one ever made. That is the experience.
River City Girls.
Sorry?
River City Girls has that same issue where everybody just does everything they can.
Yep. It says it's a Kunio game. All of them just do that, and that's what happens if this part goes normally and they don't end up together. Now we have to fight them the hard way because they just happen to not fall together when they came out of the exit.
Well, I'm going to take this moment to tell everybody to once more say Child's Play is a charity we are working towards. They provide video game consoles with video games, televisions, and etc., that are in hospitals, letting them enjoy some culture that we all love and take for granted, while at the same time helping them out and giving them something to do rather than just sit in a hospital bed. So please make your donations where you can, when you can, and help us out.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And now we're almost back past the lift section again, and we get another chance to do those really, really fun 4-agent gimmick rooms again. Maybe I can try and do that laser room a bit faster this time. And again, my resilience stat is higher than it was, but for some reason, Ryan's resilience stat, his defense stat, doesn't really increase that much in the maximum value, so I couldn't really increase my defense that much in this safety save. We have a lot of willpower, though, and we have 3 octopus rolls. It would be nice to have 3 RCRUs and have that extra willpower, but maybe I'll just actually be able to play the game this time. Or not. And also, every enemy in the game input reads you, so that's the thing. Like, every single time you do an attack, on frame 1, they are reacting to you. And also, I'm being knocked down by enemies getting knocked down, because I told you that's a thing that happens. And also, I was going after him. Really? He's probably going to split now. No, okay. Still, this is really, really slow. Of course you're still up. There we go, and now we can collect this money. So we can get out of this room a little bit faster. I hope you're all enjoying this run. I apologize for dying, but... you kind of have to play perfectly in order to get through that last part safely. Nobody got hit by the lasers. Oh my goodness, I got perfectly locked and now I'm gonna get hit by the laser. Never mind. Look at him go! And he's flashing. He did not die from that. Oh, the lasers might cause him to get back up. Okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, fine, that's fine. That's stop being alive. I keep saying such horrendous things. This game absolutely turns me into a monster. All Kunio games do. Kunio games are just monstrous things. They're devious contraptions by dark minds. We got through. That was a little bit better than last time, I think. You know what? I'm just gonna hit... Never mind, you're already gone. That didn't stop him at all. I was gonna try and hit him a lot in this room and just see what happened, but... Alright, now it's press B and hope you don't get hit again. I'm getting hit. Stay away, other Ryan. Very nice. I love charitable people. Just like all of you out there. Thank you for donating to this cause. And here we go again. On our way to the hardest room of the game. Oh my! I cannot believe that I didn't fall in there. I think I had to do a frame-perfect jump. But Abobo, again, may be proving to me that he's a bit smarter than he lets on. 3 agents, I'm actually gonna reset the room. 3 agents, I'm gonna reset the room. I want to give myself the best chance to get through this. Okay, 1 agent, let's go. Ah! You can try to bait them to jump, but it's really tough to do that. Usually when you try to get them to jump, they just stand around and walk. I knew you were gonna interrupt me. Ooh! No, you don't. No, no, no. It took me a while to get over to him. I really should have reacted to him a lot sooner. There's a last-minute reinforcement. Oh my... Oh, I knew just too late. Just barely too late. I knew that jumping left was a bad idea, but I thought I was going to react in time. But then kicking him and trying to get him away from me so he didn't knock me to the left, that still knocked me to the left. And so then I was unreactably in my kicking animation on the left side of the screen, and I left the screen. But guess what? This time, there are no agents, and so we only lost like 30 seconds or something anyway. Stop it, Abobo. Please just be done. Why do you have so much health? Please do not spawn money. Oh my goodness. Hi, Dr. D. I've returned. Hopefully my fighting abilities will not be as flaccid this time. I keep getting those really weird timings with him falling, so I can't hit him with either of my attacks. Again, I'm not getting any of those hits. Oh my goodness. He keeps being hit by like 1 frame of the bird kick, and I can't do anything with that. Why is he only being hit by 1 frame? That's gotta be a me thing, but I don't know what to do. Holy mother of pearl. This has never been this bad. He just reset. He inverted my controls. I'm stunned. What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! I can't get him in the air at all! I'm so sorry. He keeps landing on me and inverting my controls by landing on me. I can't do this game, everybody. I can't do this fight. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Wow. So that's supposed to look a lot different. It's supposed to be a lot of infinite combos back and forth across the room, but I kept getting that exact frame of the bird kick damage. Flashing lights coming up, by the way, warning. I'll tell you when you can look again, if you're sensitive to this. Flashing lights are coming up in a couple of seconds. I kept getting that exact hit of the bird kick, so that I couldn't keep the combo going with the regular kick or the regular punch at all. I've never seen that sequence keep happening like that. But it's a marathon, and that's when you never see things, or that's when you see things that have never happened before. So, of course, we've got an escape sequence. This game's it's gotta check all the boxes. Hello, agents, please let me be. I'm gonna try and run through this room in one cycle. That does not always work. And I ran into the wall of the next room because this game has some problems sometimes. We are stopped here, because of course that was not the final boss. Fortunately, this is the second easiest boss in the game. As long as you know the pattern and you don't get caught by any of these energy waves, you're golden. It seems that you are permanently locked into only being able to do 7 damage, no matter how many items you've consumed, no matter how strong you are. This fight cannot be done any faster in any way. You are locked into doing a certain amount of hits. And so it's just back and forth, left and right, to victory. Any announcements to make?
I just refreshed and there are none so far. I'm trying not to donate until someone else's turn, so I don't make myself go, oh, hey, let me get soon I donated. But we do have targets, incentives that we have coming up a little later in the game. We also still do have Carter Freak around. We can always pet the doggo. And we still have polls that are up, like Chippendale Character Select Bid War or Donkey Kong Country Swag %.
Awesome. And just as we pass the 1 hour and 20 minute estimate, we take out the final boss, but that is not it yet. We can get infinitely stun locked in this next room. That's a weird sequence. I almost ran into the wall. Can I actually get past here? Thank you. All right, we did not get infinitely stun locked, but it's still not over yet. Oh, here he is. All right, I think even though we died, it's time for... Ow! I got a flying kick on the way down, and he fist pumped me. Another one, a running fist bump. Thank you, my friend. Ow, now you're actually hurting me. And time. That's River City Ransom Underground 80%. With one of the most costly deaths in the game absolutely possible. In 1 hour and 20 minutes.
And we do have Principal Bobo up next.
Absolutely, yep. So after the credit sequence is done, or I can actually probably exit to the title right now so we can save some time. Yep. So I can go ahead, River City High School Fighting 101. That's where we need to be. Because we're going to do something very terrible that we are going to be justifiably punished for. That's it. You're going to the principal's office. It's time to see our lovely principal, Abobo.
Abobo still principal. Ryan still get hurt.
Let's see what kind of moves he's got. He's got like a wiggle back and forth. Wiggle waggle, wiggle waggle. Ow. I'm on your computer now. How do you feel about that? You got a very old type computer. Yeah, we're together. Oh. I like your chandelier, sir. Is it okay for me to say that? Is that too forward of me? I also, shoutouts to this fish.
I'm looking more at the Tauntaun rug.
Yeah. For some reason, I keep overlooking that, like, every single time I play this game. But this is clearly a man of class, although I do not condone the harming of animals, but I'm a very, very soft boy personality. Oh, we got the on-the-desk finish. That is Principal Abobo at work, doing his job
With the
the only
greatest
way
message.
he knows how. overseeing the student body of River City High, ensuring that everybody keeps their fighting spirit alive. And I really hope you all enjoyed that run. The fighting spirit of both of my runs today here at Pixels for People, Rough City and River City Ransom Underground. This game is significantly the more scary of the two, as you, unfortunately, saw the full effect of. And it definitely was an eye-opener, because as I prepared this game for marathons, I did not think it was as dangerous as it is. And it's really, really educated me. So, speedrunning just always has so much to teach you, and I'm so grateful I've gotten the chance to share these games with all of you. Thank you, everybody, for putting this event on. Thank you for having me. And that's about all I've got. Dream on, friends. Be good to each other. Any other announcements?
Unfortunately, there are no others, but we do want to say thank you again for showing up and helping us out with this. Up next, we have Anime Fan X11 with Octopath Traveler 2.